there, SEO pros? Welcome back. Chase Finder here. Today we're going to be talking about how to get mega easy backlinks, the easiest ways I know of, and the ways that you could pretty much use right after you watch this tutorial. So this will be a quick run through. I'm going to be telling you how I go and get backlinks myself and how to create assets at the same time, which are not just links. So if you don't know what that means, just stick around. We'll be talking about it in 1 second. And before we dive into it, make sure you head over to getfreeupdates.com. When you go here, you're going to be able to opt in to my updates, which I will be able to send you out basically free stuff, like when we do giveaways, live webinars with world-renowned experts, some of the secret projects I do, like potential internships, stuff like that. All you have to do is just head here, press the little get notifications button, and you can go ahead and get those notifications. So that's pretty much it. Let's just dive into what we're going to be talking about today. So the three things we're going to be talking about is expert roundups, automated outreach, and Facebook groups. Now there's of course way more ways that you can get backlinks, but these are the top ways I go ahead and do it. Now the reason why expert outreach is #1 is because this is by far, in my opinion, the best way to get links, not just because you're getting links, but you're also building assets at the same time. Now, what does that mean? It means that you're building content while you're building links. So if you don't know how an expert outreach works or an expert roundup works, I'm going to explain it to you right now. An expert roundup is when you get tips from multiple experts in a given niche around the subject you're targeting. So if you're going to do keyword research, say for instance you go over to kwfinder.com and you type in, say for instance, SEO 2018, you're going to be able to see some things that you of course probably want to rank for if you're in the SEO niche. Now, say for instance you wanted to go for Google SEO tools. Now, if we were to find that this was a tip-based post where it's more of a numbered-based item list, we know that we could easily get other people's opinions on these and then add them to a list. So here's how you set it up. What you do is you figure out what you're going to be targeting. So Google SEO tools. You're going to go to new, you're going to go to more, and you're going to go to Google Forms. After that, you're going to go name your Google form. You're going to call it Google SEO tools. Call it top Google SEO tools. You're going to basically give the form a description. You're going to say, this is a form for you to submit your favorite SEO tools for Google. Please leave at least a paragraph response. Now, once you do that, you're going to change the form questions. So you're going to go ahead and go into here, change this from multiple choice to a paragraph answer. You're going to say favorite tools, description of favorite tools. Next, you're going to put required because you want to make sure that they enter that in. After that, you're going to add another question. You're going to say, what is your contact email? So this way you can get the backlink hopefully after you do the post. So you can ask them, hey, we submitted your tip. Could you backlink to the post from your website and say that you were included or whatever it is? And then they're going to put that. You're going to make sure that that's required also. And then the last thing you're going to ask is, what is your website URL to include in post? And you're going to make that required as well. There you go. Now all you have to do at this point is go ahead and name your form. And then you're going to go ahead and go into settings. You're going to go to collect email responses, save. And sorry, actually you're going to delete this one then because you obviously are already collecting them here. And then what you're going to do is you're going to press send. And instead of sending it to emails, you're just going to grab this link, shorten it so you can track the form submits. And now you have the URL. So you're going to go ahead and grab that. Just put that in here. And now you have to go out and collect your tips. Now, this is obviously a more difficult part because you're going to have to be able to figure out how to outreach these experts and how to get a hold of them. Now, the most common way is through email outreach, and I'm going to show you how to do that right now. So what you're going to do is you're going to open up a email outreach software. Now, there's some choices you can use here. You could use Pitchbox. That's really expensive, so I'm not going to recommend that in this one. What I'll say is BuzzStream is a good starting point if you're going to be doing outreach. So what you're going to do is you're going to go into buzzstream.com. You're going to set up your account, and then you're going to log in. Once you're in, you're going to figure out who you want to contact. So say, for instance, it's people around people who know about SEO tools. So you're going to go to Discovery, enter a search term, call it Google SEO tools, or just SEO experts, whoever you think are going to be talking about these certain subjects. So maybe web designers or something. I don't know. People who know about SEO. And that's kind of funny because most web designers don't know about SEO, but we'll just say maybe they do. So what you would do is you would view these people and see if they know about this stuff. Let's say this guy, we want to add him to a project. We're going to choose which website we want to contact him at. We'll say it's that one or wherever. And you can see this is where most of his posts are from Medium, so we'll just say there. We're going to add it to a project. If you don't have a project yet and you want to create a different one, what you're going to want to do is go to My First Project and then do a new project and say Google SEO Tools. You're going to put in the URL you want promoted. We'll just say chasereiner.com. We could choose a specified URL. We're just going to do this one. Now let's go back here, add to project, cancel that one out. And I guess we're going to have to refresh this page now so that it'll load. There it is. And we're just going to choose that one website again. Press OK. And then we're going to go to the next person. So we're going to say, let's do this one. OK. Good. So on and so on. Once you collect a list of people, you're going to go back to here and go to Outreach. Now, you're going to go click on Outreach, Manage Outreach. You're going to connect your email. So we'll just connect our email. There it is. There's error details because this isn't actually a Gmail account. So let me go add a Gmail account. Sorry about that. Okay, so apparently this is already being used from a different account. So let me try this one. Oh, it's because it's a Gmail and I was trying to add an Outlook. Here, let me do that. So press allow. There we go. Press save. And now we can start setting up our templates. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to sequence, create new sequence. And this is where we're going to add our email contact stuff. So we're going to call this whatever we want. We're just going to call it contact SEO tool people, whatever you want to call it. And then here's your subject lines. You're going to say, you know, hey, first name, I saw you at website URL. And so that's going to dynamically change as you do outreach, of course, because it's going to pull those different things. So then what you're going to do is you're going to put first name, I saw you at website URL. I wanted to ask you a quick question about SEO. And then whatever your outreach is, say I'm putting together a list of tools, yada yada, and I wanted to see if you would be interested in adding to it. If you'd like to, let me know. Chase. And then you save that, and then you can add more sequences. Like, say for instance they don't respond that first time, you can do this again, make it so that it outreaches in, like, you know, a few days after the first one. After that, what you're going to do is you're going to select the people you want to contact. You press the little checkbox, press outreach, send individually, and then you could start outreaching these people. Or I think you can just do, not send individually, you could also do outreach, manage outreach. No, maybe you do it send individually. And then what you do is you send it out to these people. You press start outreach. I don't know if it's going to contact them. Let's see if it does. Okay, no. So then it'll change the information based on them. So, hey, Brian, I saw you at medium.com, yada, yada, boom. Then they send you back, yeah, I would love to add a tip. What do I do? And then you just send them back this link, and it has all this stuff. So that's one way to do it, an expert roundup. Obviously, this takes a little bit of time, but it's totally worth it if you can get like 10 or 20 tips. I did this for my White Hat SEO post, which is now ranking on the first page for White Hat SEO. And I also did this for beginner fishing tips, which is now ranking on the first page for beginner fishing tips. So this technique really works well, especially in niches that aren't oversaturated like SEO, and it's something that you can easily streamline very quickly. So if you guys enjoyed that tip, give me a thumbs up on the video. Just give it a like. Also, let me see in the chat a 1 if you guys are liking these types of videos. Cool. So what we're going to do is go to the next tip. If you guys want to see more about how to do these outreach techniques, all you have to do is head over to chasetrainer.com. Check out the SEO Triforcing course where I talk about how to do more of this kind of stuff, which is mainly based around building authority. You can watch the preview video. I talk a little bit more about how to do this stuff step by step. All right, we got some ones. We got Frank has said 1. Fred said 1. Cosplay Los Angeles says, what's the difference between BuzzStream versus just copy and paste group email in your contact? So obviously you can do that too if you want to go really cheap. You can literally just go and use Email Hunter and just go to websites and find people's emails. The thing about BuzzStream is that it's a little bit more streamlined because it just goes and finds people's information for you, so you don't have to. If you want to just go and try to find people's information, you can do that too. It's just about trying to save time, really. Silverblade says 1. Subi says 1. Sweet. All right, guys, let's go to tip number 2. So automated outreach. We just talked about this, right? There's obviously a lot more you can do with this. Some of the things that you can do with automated outreach is like asking people for interviews. So you would do the same thing that we're talking about here, except instead this time your outreach would say, we'd go to manage outreach, create a, we'll say we'll edit this one. And we would say, hi, first name. I wanted to ask you a question. Would you be interested in doing an interview on my YouTube channel that gets, 200,000 views a month, whatever it is. If they say yes, you just send them a Google calendar invite through Google Calendar, or you could set up something like You Can Book Me. This is a great tool if you want to have people be able to book and pay through a software. I think it's only like 20 bucks a month. It's what I use. And then the way you would set this up is you would go to your YouTube. And even if you don't have any subscribers, you could still do this. So you go upload. You go to click here, or sorry, live streaming, get started. You go to events. And you would create a new live event. And you would say interview with, influencer name, yada yada, and then when you're ready, you would press go live now, which if I press it, I'll show you what happens. Hold on, let me schedule this for a later time. So there it is. You would take this here, take that link, and then you would send that to the person you're inviting. And then when you're ready, you would press Start Hangout on Air. So we'll allow this. And here, when the person jumps in, you're going to now be able to interview them with Google Hangouts. And all you have to do is once this is ready, you just press go live, and then you can interview them. Now, at the end of the day, once you interview the person, you have a video, and you can send it to them so they can embed it on their website. So I'll give you a good example of this. If you look up Chase Reiner, I did an interview with Dino Gomez and Matt Diggity, and this is how I was able to easily get a backlink. You can see here he posted on his website afterwards, and you can see here's the embed of the video, and then there is a link as well in here. I hope. Maybe there isn't, I don't know. But that's how you can also start getting people to send traffic to you and subscribers, because you can see here, anybody who watches this video, it's on my channel, right? And then they get to see who I am based on the influencer. So that's just one other version of automated outreach. You can get more creative as well, but I find that interviews are a great way to siphon other people's authority in a quick way. Shantanu says, Lem Liat is offering a lifetime deal on AppSumo. What are your thoughts? I don't really use AppSumo, so I couldn't tell you, so I do apologize. All right, guys, so last thing we're going to talk about is Facebook groups. Now, Facebook groups are one of the easiest things to utilize to get links, mainly because you already have a ton of other people who are talking about the subjects you want to talk about and get links for. So if we go to White Hat SEO Network, like our Facebook group, but if you're not in this, I really recommend you go here. You just go to my website or White Hat SEO Network, you'll find it. And what you can do, depending on the guidelines of the group, like this guideline, this group's guidelines is if you promote your own products or post in the group and there's no substantial value to your community, you will likely be kicked. So obviously, if there is substantial value, then it's a great opportunity to build traffic. If I make a post in here, I almost immediately get people going to my website. So if I say something like this, we'll just run a test. We'll say chasereiner.com, go to this right now, running a test. And then you can tag the group. Now, if I go to my real-time analytics, likely this is going to bring, whoops, hold on, let me get the actual embed. Whoops. I don't know why it's not doing an embed right now. Here, let me just repost it and see if it does it. And the best way to do this through Facebook groups I've found is to do remarketing, because most people in Facebook groups are not going to see your stuff the first time. So if we go over to, let me go over to analytics so you guys can see this really quick. Whoops, that's weird. Log in. Here we go. So you see we already have 5 people in here, and there will probably be more as we go. And you can see they're from Facebook, some are from YouTube, whatever. But the biggest part of this is, say for instance, I made like a really good post. Like say for instance, I did the top ways to build backlinks like this. Like say for instance, it was this post. What I could do is with this video, I could copy it, and then I could submit it to something like Fiverr, get a transcription, and then put it onto a landing page. So say for instance, like the Rank and Rent series, Rank and Rent, which I'm ranking for right here. This brings in a decent amount of traffic. Anybody who goes here, I try to capture them within the Facebook group or whatever controllable asset. What that means is that when you bring people to your website like this, those 5 people now, you can capture them with some sort of content upgrade, whether it's join a Facebook group or whatever it is. And that'll easily give you the ability to remarket to these people in the future, because you know that these people are the people who are going to be most likely to link to you. You don't want to try to get links from your customers. You want to try to get links from the people who are already talking about your subjects. So being in Facebook groups and then capturing that audience in other Facebook groups is a really good way to get links. So I'll give you a good example. Say for instance, I posted in White Hat SEO something like this. Say I went into here. Say I posted this, and I was like, rank and rent is a widely discussed, widely discussed topic that, you know, people consider either ethical or unethical. regardless, I made a tutorial which shows people how I was able to rank an iPhone repair site and sell it. What are your thoughts? And then I would post that. And like I said, in there, when they go and watch those videos or whatever it is, as I build traffic up here, see there's more and more people, boom, 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 I potentially get these people to sign up. And then when I go into my MailChimp and I say, hey, by the way, you know, I have a new post, new resource, or whatever, I'm going to be a lot more likely to get links. So that's how you can utilize these different controllable assets and Facebook groups, whatever industry you're in, as long as it's relevant and you're actually providing value to build traffic and an audience in a pretty streamlined way. So those are the top 3 ways that I know of that don't really take a lot of time and that you can start utilizing right away. You could literally just start doing this like right now. If I missed anything that you thought was something that I should mention, please let me know. And as I said before, make sure you go to getfreeupdates.com so you can get notified when I do free giveaways and stuff like that. Also, if you don't want to do that, just make sure you head over to the little bell icon, go to subscribe, and then click this little bell icon right here so you can get notifications when I go live, because the YouTube subscribe button doesn't actually notify you anymore when you go live. So I'm just going to answer a few more questions. This is the point where I'll answer questions. If you guys have any further questions, make sure you leave a comment on this video if you're watching this at a future time. So let's see what we got. Let me just do a pop-out chat. If you have any questions, please ask them now. And if you haven't left a like, please leave a like on this video. All right, so we got one page saying, hello from Sydney. Any tips for building backlinks to a limo hire business? So as I said, these are the top 3 ways. You can utilize these in any industry. So if you just got here and you didn't watch the other couple ways I was talking about, make sure you check those out, because you're going to be able to use that for local businesses, national businesses, e-commerce businesses. It's all sort of the same angle. It's just about repurposing it to your specific niche. Cosplay says, ooh, Miles Beckler. Maybe that was a suggested video. Igachi says, before choosing Pitchbox, did you try other guest post automation tools like Ninja Outreach, Clear, etc.? So yeah, I used to try Ninja Outreach, Pitchbox. I've tried BuzzStream, obviously. I like all of them for certain aspects. For the price, I would say the best would be BuzzStream. For the maximum potential, I would say use Pitchbox. Ninja Outreach, the last time I used it, just had a lot of problems and the customer service wasn't that great, even though I know it works all right. So, yeah. Igachi says, do you contact the influencers via email for the interview? Could you share the format or give an example? So, yeah, I showed in the very beginning, the first tip, how I go out and do it. It's through email, but obviously you can contact them in multiple places. Sometimes it really depends on where I think they're going to show up first, or where they're going to actually read my messages, because some places are more oversaturated than others. Like, for instance, the way I got in contact with the CEO of Social Media Examiner is I figured out that he has a Snapchat account and nobody contacts him on Snapchat. So I was actually able to get him on Snapchat to respond to me when I tried outreaching on all these different platforms and I couldn't get through to him. So just try to figure out where these people hang out the most and where they're not getting contacted or barraged with emails and stuff or messages on certain platforms, and then try to find that weakness. Cosplay Los Angeles says, I haven't seen all your videos yet. What's your best method for getting trending topics or old topics with high engagement? Is there any way to get notifications for new trends? So I actually did a video before, Cosplay. And what I do is I go into something called BuzzSumo, which is a great tool to show what topics are being are going viral, basically, or getting a huge amount of interactions based on links or social shares. So if I type in something like SEO 2018, I'll be able to see, based on how I filter this past 24 hours, past week, past 6 months, whatever, how many shares these things are getting. So in the last year, this post for SEO 2018 got a bunch of shares on Pinterest. So this could be an optimal thing to talk about. I actually did this for one of my posts for Google RankBrain. I basically found a post through here when I typed in SEO 2018 a while ago. And this right here got 3,000 views within like the first, I don't know, month or two, because it was such a controversial topic that I knew a lot of people were talking about here. And since I just took something that was already widely shared and then just made a video about it, it easily started getting a ton of interactions, because it's obviously people are sharing this stuff because there's you know, something that's causing them to share it, right? So hopefully that helps you. I would really check out BuzzStream. I used to try Google Trends, but it doesn't work as well. Let me go back here, answer some more questions. Perfect. Thank you. You're welcome, Igachi. James Phoenix says, what would you do to build links to a topic that isn't actively discussed, e.g. video brochures? So say, for instance, we were trying to build links to like an insurance site or something that nobody really cares about. You would just try to find people who are already basically getting links, or who are influencers and they're getting interactions in that niche. And you would try not to reinvent the wheel and try to, like I said, use number 2, the expert out, or the automated outreach, and try to get interviews scheduled with these people so that you can siphon their authority. The more you're involved in certain niches, and the more you follow the people that are already doing what's working, and let me make a small exception, make sure you're not just blindly following. You don't want to be going into niches that are already way too oversaturated. For instance, if I'm going into SEO, I know that I'm going to have way less chances of trying to rank stuff on Google as I would on YouTube, because it's way less saturated for SEO. So I hope that helps. Cosplay says, if you're on a budget, what are your alternatives for BuzzSumo? Well, BuzzSumo is pretty much free for a lot of the stuff you do. Like you can see these are free. As in terms of an alternative, I would probably just use Google. Just go and look up like SEO 2018 and then see what's ranking and see you know, how these people are doing with their posts. Generally, Google ranks things based off relevancy. So if there's something towards the top, you could take that content and pretty much do your own spin on it, and it would probably do pretty well. All right. James says, would you use related topics for influencer outreach to similar topics such as direct mail, print advertising? Yeah, I mean, I don't see why not. Like I said, this applies to pretty much any niche. So if you're going to be, you know, contacting these people to talk about, you know, anything that they're experts in, generally other people are going to want to learn about that, which is going to help you be able to use that content to get links, shares, and of course, rankings. James says, thanks, dude. You're welcome. Alvin says, what about health industry like dentists? So yeah, I keep repeating it, and I'm not trying to bring you guys down, but very similar in every niche. You can, as long as you figure out what the angle is, you can use these techniques. All right, we're going to take one last question. We're going to sign out. We got Cosplay saying, if you want to compete against a website, how can you check how bad their SEO is or how easy it is to rank higher than them? What tools, websites do you use? So I really like KW Finder as a keyword estimation tool. If you go type in something like SEO 2018 or whatever it is, you get a pretty good gauge on how difficult it's going to be to rank for this stuff. If you guys want a discount for SEO for KW Finder on my my SEO tools list, I think it's over here. Let me see if I can find it. I actually have a discount code which you can use to get, I think it's 15% off KW Finder, which is, in my opinion, the keyword tool to end all keyword tools, at least at the moment. It's very straightforward, works really well, and the only thing that you would want to do to take your keyword research a step further, if you could, is get something like Ahrefs once you can afford it to do competitor analysis. All right, Fred says, thanks, Jace. Thank you, guys. Like I said last time, if you haven't left a like, please leave a like on this YouTube channel. I'll be doing some more tips like this in the near future. So if you like these type of tips, just let me know in the comments if you're watching this at a later time. And that's all for now. Until I see y'all next time, happy SEOing.